Good morning. It is Wednesday, June 29th, and I am here with your Northern Neck real estate market update. I am back this week. Last week I had my stadium tour concert, and unfortunately, none of the bands picked me to be a backup singer for the rest of the tour. So I am back here with your numbers for Lancaster and Northumberland. So, good or bad? Oops. That is where we're at. Okay. So let's get down to it. Lots happening in the market in Lancaster and Northumberland. I'm going to first talk about residential properties, and then we'll briefly touch on some land because that is another big real estate transaction group that's really hot in this market. Okay, so strength of market for residential properties for Lancaster and Northumberland has dropped. Overall, we are down to 57%. Okay, so what does that mean? Strength of market is what indicates whether we are in a seller's market or in a buyer's market. So if that strength of market percentage is above 55%, we're in a seller's market. If it's below 55%, we're in a buyer's market. Yesterday, we were at like 56%. Today, we're at 57%. So we are close to that threshold to drop into a buyer's market, but we are still barely hanging on to that seller's market. We have 134 active listings. We are up 19% over this time last year. We only had 113 listings on the market this time last year. So if you hear agents saying, boy, there's just nothing to sell, nothing's on the market, we are up over last year with 137 active listings. We have 76 pending closing, and those two numbers give us our strength of market of 57%. So we're up 19% in inventory, and we are still up for average list price for residential properties are still up 32% over last year. So prices are still elevated compared to what they have been in the past. Now let's break it down into price points because that is super important to hone down if you're buying or selling into what exactly price point you're looking at and what is going on. Just because overall we are still sort of in a seller's market doesn't mean that all price points are at that threshold. Take, for instance, 0 to 200,000. That is at a strength of market of 158%. Now that's down from last week, but it is still well above that 55% threshold. So that is most certainly still in a seller's market. So even if, say, next week we drop into a buyer's market, does not mean this price point will, as it is still well above that 55%. There are 12 active listings and 19 pending closings. So we are seeing those numbers start to level off and be the same. The last few months, the active listings have been vastly different and lower than what's pending, but we're seeing them kind of level off now. Strength of market is, again, 158%. Average days on market are 60 days. So this and one other price point are the lowest average days. So we're also seeing days on market get a little higher. Properties are sitting a little more. Agents are adjusting prices. So we are starting to get into a market that is normal or a little more normal as opposed to the last 2 years. 200 to 400,000, that has also dropped in strength of market to 93%. Average days on market for that is 68 days, so not far off from the last price point. 400 to 600,000, that has also dropped at 44%. So this price point is in a buyer's market. So if you're thinking of selling, you've got to keep that in mind that this price point, 400 to 600,000, is in a buyer's market right now. 600 to 800,000 has just dropped into a buyer's market, and just barely. It's 54% strength of market, but that is a buyer's market. So there's 13 active listings, 7 are pending closing, and this one also has an average days on market of 60 days. So that and 0 to 200,000 have the lowest days on market at 60 days. 800 to 1 million, That has actually the only price point that has gone up in strength of market, but it's still 19%. This and 1 million plus have been in a buyer's market for quite some time. So that's nothing new. There's 21 active listings and only 4 are pending closing. 1 million plus is also 19%. So that's dropped. Last week we were at 20%. So it's dropped ever so slightly, but it has. A buyer's market with 26 active listings and only 5 pending closing. So now let's jump into land. I said land is another big mover and shaker. There's never as many closings as there are active listings. We have 541 active listings, but that's down 18% over this time last year. So land is starting to move. I know I have several transactions that are pending or have just closed that are land deals. So buyers are starting to look at land a little more. So we have 541 active, 56 are pending closing. Our strength of market for that has dropped down to 10%, which is the same as this time last year. Our average list price for lots is actually up 11% over last year. So it's the list price is a little higher. Those are your numbers for this week. If you have any questions about these numbers, if you're thinking of buying or selling and you want to get a little more information, we can hone down these numbers into what you're thinking even more. So give me a call and let's talk about it. Any other real estate related questions? I would be happy to talk with those. I would be happy to talk about those with you. I also have all of these numbers in black and white. If you can't watch the video or don't feel like watching the video, as entertaining as I am, I understand everyone's busy. You can go over to my website at www.virginiastoughton.com, click blog, and see all of the market updates in black and white, as well as watch the video replays. If you're watching this on my blog, you've got the right spot. So again, let me know if you have any questions, and I'll be back next week to find out if we are still in a seller's market or if we have dropped to a buyer's market and what that could mean for you. Anyway, have a great week and an even better weekend. Bye.